All right, y'all, welcome back to this crucial life groups discipleship series that I'm putting together. Today I want to talk to you about this idea of a pipeline. And the reason I want to talk about this is because it's important that we recognize sustainability in our life groups. When we first start off, there's a lot of enthusiasm, the newness is exciting, and we work really hard initially to gather things together and get our people together and get our lessons in order. But over time, that enthusiasm can wear off and it can become overwhelming for one person or two people to bear by themselves. And I've seen this a lot, that in life groups, people do things for a season and then they often kind of check out and say, I'm in over my head, I don't want to do this anymore. But really, ministry is ongoing. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have seasons of rest and take breaks. I think that's important. But it's not meant to be a heavy burden that is carried alone for one individual or two individuals. We have to be mindful of what it's going to take for the group that we are investing in to exist long term. I would hate for your life group for you to spend years pouring into people and then for you to say, I need a break, or I need to shift into a different area of ministry, and then for no one to be there to take over the life group of investment that you have cultivated. So we need to talk about a pipeline and what it looks like for us to create a pipeline. Now, there's a lot of opportunity for this, but you have to be intentional. You have to be deliberate on how you do this. There are people in your life group who want to contribute. They want to help. They want to do what you do, but they can't do that unless you teach them how to do it. So I would recommend looking at your life group. What I like to do is I like to just take a notebook and write everyone's names down. And then sometimes I just like to write about some things that I would like to see happen in their life. Maybe it's a spiritual breakthrough moment. Maybe it's a win in a certain relationship, or a career advancement, or things like that. But a lot of times there's ministry things on that list too. I would love to see them serve in this role. I would love to see them share their testimony in public, or pray out loud, or I would love to hear them teach a small group discussion, or to help plan an event. There's a lot of different things that people can participate in ministry, and a lot of times people want to participate in those ways, they just don't know what avenue to take. So as a leader, you can help open doors for people. And the best way you can do that is by inviting them along to do things with you. So if you want to plan an event for your life group, or it's a church event that you're doing some things with other life groups or other people in the church, you can reach out and say, hey, I'm working on this project. Can you come along and help me with it? And what you're doing is you're entrusting responsibility. They're getting to invest in something. They're getting to get insight and experience in something that they haven't done before. And you're getting a little help along the way. And as you do that, you can see people kind of rise in stature and in experience and in competency so that they can participate in the things that you do. They can begin to cultivate and facilitate a life group experience the way that you do. And so this is incremental. It's not something that you just hand off abruptly. What we don't want is to say, okay, I'm done. Who's the next best person to do this? And we end up handing things off to somebody who is far less equipped than we are. Ideally what we want is we want for the person that we hand it off to do a better job than we did. And at the very least, we want them to do as effective of a job as that we did. We don't want to hand things off to somebody who's going to do a less effective job. That's going to get a decreasing rate of return. And in the long run, that's going to be the end. It's going to dissolve at that point. So we have to be strategic at helping people come along so that they can have the resourcing and the support needed so that when the time comes to give them their responsibility, they can hand it off. This helps in a couple of different ways. One, it helps you, a few different ways. It helps you feel like you're not doing it all by yourself. It also helps the next generation so that if you do need to step into a different area of ministry, or if you're moving on to something else, somebody is there to receive it from you, like a baton, handing off a baton. But thirdly, and this is one we don't talk about very often, but I think is really foundational, it's really essential, is that this is how we create new life groups. The best way to create new life groups is through your healthy life group. It's not by asking for a sign-up sheet at service or for waiting for somebody to volunteer for it. The best way to start a new life group is because you have developed somebody to lead a life group. and maybe they've served with you and they've been participating in your life group for a couple years, and you get to a place where you can say to them, hey, John, I think that you have what it takes to lead a life group, and I want to walk you through what that looks like. What do you think about starting a new life group? And then working with them to find a co-leader or a helper, and then go launching a new life group. And now one life group is 2 life groups. How cool is that? That's how multiplication takes place in discipleship. It's multi-generational, but it's also expansive. And so as you develop your pipeline, it's going to serve your current life group, it's going to serve you as the leader, and it's going to serve other people as we make space for new ministry outside of your life group. Think about that. I think it's going to be really exciting to think about and apply in your ministry.